Suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals aged 10 to 24 in the United States. Poor mental health is a big problem to solve, but the solution is also at our fingertips. Let's start off by talking about how our mental health got to be this bad in the first place. There are many reasons why our mental health continues to decrease. But I'm going to be talking about the top 3 that stand out most to me: screen time, junk food, and daily challenges. First, screen time. Phones may provide us with utility and the ability to connect with people on the other side of the world. But they're addictive. So much so that it's getting increasingly harder to build relationships with people that have a long-lasting impact on us. The challenge with an excessive amount of screen time is that it lowers our mental health by not only providing a number of distractions, but also by lowering our self-esteem. We often forget there's a whole world out there that doesn't involve us double tapping a picture of someone's avocado toast. Second, junk food. Our mind and gut have a connection. But when we start to feed our gut a steady diet of chemicals and processed nonsense, that connection starts to look like a dumpster fire. Eating an unhealthy amount of junk food has become such a big problem that now there's a whole new field called nutritional psychiatry that's all about studying how the food you put into your body has an impact on your mental health. And third, daily challenges. As students, our lives are getting increasingly busier, and the smallest things could set us off. It could be anything from too much homework one day to something embarrassing that happened at school. They may seem small and insignificant at the time, but over time, they do compound, and our mental health can take a hit because of it. If you're anything like me, you're probably desperately hoping you can still use devices. And you can. It's just important to make sure you're controlling the technology, not the other way around. In the book, The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, he says that teenagers today are spending anywhere from 6 to 8 hours on their devices per day, and that's just for leisure activities. The numbers might actually be higher, given that this is just the average. Jonathan says that this directly correlates with the dangerously high spikes of stress, depression, and anxiety that our generation experiences. He says the smartphone is the perfect storm of a camera, the internet, and social media. And this storm is powerful enough to single-handedly bring our mental health down if we're not careful enough. So what can we do to mitigate these challenges? there are many ways to address issues regarding our mental health, but I'll be talking about meditation. You're probably wondering, what does some random 13-year-old girl have to tell me about meditation? I may not have a PhD in mental health, but have I got a story to share? My first shot at meditation was when I was 6. I came back home from school one day, upset, because my tower of building blocks fell down. My parents, who have been doing meditation for most of their lives, were waiting for an opportunity to instill the value of mindfulness within me. Looking back, it's also very likely they were desperate for some quiet, but that's aside the point. I sat down and closed my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I was not Buddha 2.0 like I expected to be. When I opened my eyes, I had mentally prepared an evacuation plan for if the monster under my bed ever attacked me. Found a better strategy to build a tower out of building blocks, and came up with a new way to tie my shoes. Not what I was going for, but I had the hope and persistence to keep going. So I did. If I'm being honest, it took a while to get to where I am today. But I learned that it's not just about the act of meditation, but also the skills you learn from it. Patience, focus, and most importantly, mindfulness, all of which I could have definitely used at the time. As a 6-year-old, I had an extremely difficult time seeing how these skills I learned through meditation could carry out into my real life. But as I grew older, the changes became noticeable. First, my mind was way calmer, allowing me to not only cope with situations easier, but also solve problems more efficiently. Second, my concentration and focus dramatically increased, allowing me to not only do better in school, but also in the extracurricular activities I was participating in. And third, I had already started to build a solid foundation for good mental health that I still build on today. To wrap it up, poor mental health isn't a quick fix, but something you constantly have to evaluate by checking in on how much time you're spending on screens, how much junk food you're putting in your body, and simply how much awareness you have overall. But I recommend we all use meditation as a tool to help improve our mental health. Because trust me, your brain will thank you. And honestly, so will the people around you. Thank you.